Hello and welcome to Hearthstone.exe. I'm very excited to play this game. I'm going to be doing an arena run today because I think it's the most interesting aspect of Hearthstone. I do enjoy playing constructed from time to time, but arena is what it's really all about. I think it's the most interesting by far. So let's go ahead and pick our hero. One of my favourites on here, my favourite is usually Paladin, also Priest, but today I think I'm going to go with Mage. I mean, it's probably one of the better classes for me. So I'm going to go with Mage, and we'll see what kind of draft we get. Okay, so right off the bat, target dummy, I don't think this is very good at all. It's probably okay for some sort of combo move or something, but I'm not really a fan. Counter spell is not the best. Some free protectors I'm going to take. It's a reasonable 2-drop. It's got the taunt ability, which can be useful, so I'll take that. Here, probably going to go with Harvest Golem because it's one of the best 3-drops in the game. Very difficult to deal with. This is not a great 6-drop because of its low health. If it had 6 health, it'd be a lot better, but the 5 health's a little bit low. Spectral Knight is pretty good, but I'm going to go with Harvest Golem because I like it as a 3-drop. So here, I'm not going with the Nomerian Infantry because it's not very good at all, to be honest. So then we've got a choice between Abusive Sergeant or Duplicate, and not an easy choice, I'd say, but I think I'm going to go with Duplicate because it provides you with more minions. If you can get it to play on a good card, it can be a pretty good card to use. It's a good secret, potentially. So I'll go with the Duplicate. Leper Gnome, Stormwind Knight, or Flame Cannon. Flame Cannon's a good 2-cost spell. I mean, 4 damage, assuming you can remove enemy minions, so there's just 1. It can be a pretty effective spell. So I think I'm going to take the Flame Cannon. I'm going to take the Frostbolt here. Arcane Missiles is 2 RNG for me. Bluegill Warrior is not very good. Frostbolt's a good 2-drop spell. So we got a choice of a few different cards. It's very important in Arena to have a good start in hand, and these are two pretty good 2-drops here. The Spectral Knight is a good 5-drop, but I think I'm going to go with the Fairy Dragon just to make sure that I've got a good early game, because in Arena it's important to have a good early game. You want a 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop really in your hand, or at least a 2 and a 3 at least. So I'm going to take the Fairy Dragon because of the stats. I think it's a better card than this one, although the freeze effect is quite good with this. Against heroes with weapons, it can be quite effective, but I'm going to go with the Fairy Dragon on this occasion. Take the Flame Strike every time. It's really the best spell in the game, probably, or one of the very best. This is a reasonable 2-drop, and this is a terrible card, I think. Take the Flame Strike. So we've got Vaporize, Unstable Portal. I wouldn't really want to take Counter Spell. So Vaporize or Unstable Portal. This is a bit of a. It can be a very good card. It can also be very poor. You don't know what you're going to get basically. Vaporize is quite good. It can be pretty strong if you can vaporize a good card. So I think I'm going to go with Vaporize on this occasion. So we got Annoyatron, Flesh Eating Ghoul. You see, Mad Scientist would be good because I've got two secrets now, and I think I'm going to go with it. I've got 2 secrets. I think if you got 2 secrets, it's worth taking a Mad Scientist. 1 secret, probably not. 2 secrets, a bit more worthwhile, and I think I'm going to go with it. I don't really think Annoyatron's that good. It can be good, but again, it is just nothing more than as it says, an Annoyatron. It annoys and slows rather than actually being particularly effective. But people like it. I don't particularly like it. And Flesh Eating Ghoul's just a bit weak. If you don't get to buff it much, it's not very good. The health's still very low. So Mad Scientist. So Azure Drake, Sunwalker, Wild Pyromancer. These are 3 really good cards. But as a mage, the spell damage is significant, and the Azure Drake is a good card anyway, so I'm going to go with Azure Drake. So here we have. I'm probably not going to take the Ironforge Rifleman. The deal 1 damage can be good, but 2/2 for a 3 is not very good stats. And particularly considering my character can do 1 damage, it's not as significant to have that 1 damage. So that leaves Earthen Ring Farseer and Stormwind Knight. I don't have any 4s, which kind of makes me want to take the Stormwind Knight. It can be effective, played at the right time. How many 3s have I got? Well, I've only actually got 1 3-drop, so I'm going to take the Earthen Ring Farseer because I've got 2 secrets, but not much else. Okay, so this is a bit of a tough choice. I mean, I've only got Harvest Golem to activate the Goblin Blast Mage, which is actually a really good card if you get enough mechs. But I don't know if I can justify that. But at the same time, I've got an Arcanist, which can be good. Is only good if you have the secrets. And I do have 2 secrets, so it could be good, but if I don't have the secrets, it's not a good card at all, really. 3/3 for 4 is not great. Deathlord is okay, but the Death Rattle is obviously a negative. So, it's a tough decision, this one. I'm going to take the Arcanist. It's probably not the best pick, but this is probably the best pick. If I had taken another mech, if I had 2 mechs, I'd probably take this. But with 1 mech, I can't really justify taking it because again, its stats are quite weak. So I'm going to go with the Arcanist. So Arcane Intellect or Fireball are the 2 options here. I don't have any hard removals, so apart from, well, I've got the Flame Strike, that's AoE. So I think I'm going to go with a Fireball. If another one of these comes up, then I might take that. But I need some removal, so I'll take Fireball. Well, we've got a collection of rather weak cards here. These 2 are not the best because any opponent that can deal 1 damage as a hero ability can remove these quite easily. You have the same sort of problem with the 1/1 Boar on this character, but it's slightly more justifiable as a card than these 2, I think. So I'm going to take the Razorfen Hunter. Water Elemental is a really good card. Its stats are really awkward, especially if you drop it on turn 4. It can be a pain. So I'm going to take the War Elemental. You see, I should have taken the Blast Mage now because I want to take this Golem. And I'm going to take it anyway, and wish that I'd taken the Goblin Blast Mage. Okay, well, we'll take the Arcane Intellect because these cards aren't the best. So we got some card draw now, which is good. Here, I mean, the Sun Fury Protector, I took it earlier, but it was against other cards that weren't as good. So I don't think I really need that. I do have, how many early plays? 1, 2, 3. See, I've only got 3 early plays, which makes me a bit worried, but I'm hoping some better ones are going to come up. Ancient Mage is... the spell damage... it's hard to pull off the spell damage, really, because you play a card that costs 4 mana. It gives, if you have 2 characters, then you get the 2 spell damage, and then you have a limited amount of spells you can cast off the back of that, because you've already used 4 mana. To some degree, I mean, you could play a Fireball, but it's not really a worthwhile card, and its stats are not great. So I'm going to take the Blizzard. Some more AoE is good. Well, I've got a choice here of some quite poor cards. And for the simple reason that it's a 1-drop, I think I'm going to take the Leponome. This is a pretty poor card. Well, I mean, I can enrage it as a mage, so maybe it's... but I've got so many 3-drops that I just don't... I don't really think I can justify taking it. So I'm going to take the Leponome just as an earlier card to play. Even though it's not a very good card. Matter Bomber is probably the card I'm going to take here. No Mission Experimenter can be good if you have a lot of spells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's actually a good amount of spells in many ways. 8 spells. So that's, you know, quite a few. But I think I'm going to take the Mana Bomber because it's a strong card, really. If you play it on its own with a couple of enemy minions on the board, you can do really well with it. So Mana Bomber is what I'm taking. Again, the Tauren Warrior, which I don't really want. Again, don't trust the arcane missiles. I'm going to go with the frostball again. Spider tank. I've got quite a lot of removal spells. I would probably take the polymorph, but I have a fireball. I've got 2 frostball, flame cannon, flame sack as well. I mean, there's quite a lot of removal cards here. Polymorph is good, and I do have a lot of 3-drops. Wait, 2, 3, 4, 4 3-drops. A few spells. Spider tank is a great 3-drop though. I'll take the polymorph. It might be a mistake. It might very well turn out to be a mistake that. Well, these aren't the best 3-drops. The spell damage could be useful though, so I think I might go with the Soot Spew, although I don't like it, and it's another 3-drop, so it's probably for the best that I didn't take the other 3-drop. Golden Sapper is debatable on being good. It depends on the situation. It's situational. Death Lord has a negative side effect, as good a card as it is at times. But Soot Spew, I mean, if I could drop that and then play Flame Strike on a turn and damage enemy minions for 5, which is quite significant. Might not happen very often, but I can still use it with Frostball, Flame Cannon. There's a lot of spells here to use it with, so it's worth taking. I'll take a second Flame Strike. Really, I need more low-cost cards. Another Mad Scientist. You see. I need 2-drops, so I think I'll take the Mad Scientist, although I've only got 2 secrets. I'd like taking the Harvest Golem, but I've got quite a lot of 3-drops now, and I need lowered plays. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. It's not nearly enough, so we'll take the 2-drop. Wow. Pyroblast, Spellbender, Ice Block. Pyroblast is not the greatest spell, to be said, but these Spellbender and Ice Block, I mean, I've got these aren't the best, really. I mean, this one's quite poor, as is this, so I'm going to take the Pyroblast. Well, another poor choice for some early drops. In this case, I think I'm going to go with the Explosive Sheet because it's possible for me to activate it when I want. Because the alternatives are not great. These 2 are not good cards. I mean, Silence is all well and good, but the card at the end of the day is too weak. This, again, is a poor 1-drop, really. Simply because of the 1 damage heroes. Most, like 50% of my matches is going to be useless, even more than that, because Mage is quite popular. So I'm going to take the Explosive Sheet. I don't really want any more spells, so I'm going to take the Stormwind Knight. I think I've got enough spells. Another Flame Strike. 3 Flame Strikes. Do I want to take 3 Flame Strikes? I don't think I do. I think that it's going to put my curve too high. I mean, I've got 2 Flame Strikes, Blizzard, and a Pyroblast. I don't actually have any particularly large minions, in fact. The Armani Berserkers, I can activate it with my hero, and it's a 2-drop, which is what I need. So I'm going to take it. Another Pyroblast. Well, I can't in all good conscience take another Pyroblast. 2 Pyroblasts is just too many. One isn't something I would normally go for, but if I hadn't taken the other one, I'd take this one. I kind of wish I hadn't taken it now. I would have taken another secret and then taken this. The Junk Bot's not very good, so I'm going to go with the Enhance O Meccano, which I wouldn't really recommend for the most part. It's a bit dubious, but I'm going to take it. So, not the best draft I've ever had. Certainly not. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 early plays is okay. It's not great. The late game is I've got spells, but not a lot of them are doing big damage. I'm glad I took the polymorph to deal with bigger minions towards the end. I do lack a lot of punch with actual minions, so it could prove a bit of a problem, that. In fact, I just realised I should have taken one of the other secrets, really, just because I've got synergy with that, but never mind. A lot of these spells I'll have to use them reactively. I'll have to, for example, Frostball, probably keep it in my hand to remove the enemy's 2-drops, because my 2-drops are not particularly strong. So we'll have to see about that. So let's go into our first game. See what we can do. I don't predict us doing particularly well. Given my track record, I'd probably put a prediction of about 3 to 4 wins with this deck. I've had better decks. Mage is not my favourite class. So I think I'll struggle a little bit, but we'll see. But I'd say maybe about 4 to 5 wins. I've only ever won 12 games once. I should say that. So I'm not the best. You shouldn't take anything I say as gospel truth. So we're going to keep one Frostbolt. I wouldn't normally do that in a deck that I had better 2-drops, but I'm going to keep it, one of them. Toss back the other 2 because they're way too high cost at this stage. Hopefully we get... Well, we got a 1-drop. So we could 1-drop and then coin to the 3-drop. Potentially. Or we can Frostbolt. I mean, the Lepinome's okay against classes that don't deal 1 damage. So he's just done a totem. So I don't feel the need to coin at this point because he just played a totem, so I'm just going to Fire Blast his face, remove the totem. If he'd played something I probably would have coined, but there's no need to speed up the play if he's not playing anything, I don't think. Okay. So the question is it worthwhile to use Frostbolt and then Fire Blast with the coin? It's very slow, but I definitely want to remove that, and it would keep my minion alive. The alternative is to Frostbolt hit and then coin Mad Scientist. And the Mad Scientist, I could potentially duplicate Stormwind Knight, which is a decent card to duplicate, particularly with the charge ability. So I think I'm going to go for that. I think that's a better play. Because then I could potentially get a duplicate. Yeah, and then duplicate Stormwind Knight. Or duplicate the Earthen Ring Farseer, depending on what happens here. Or hopefully drop something that the Stormwind Knight can remove. So that I can then... Yep, so that's pretty good. Yeah. That's a reasonable... I'd say that's a decent card to duplicate, personally.
For the king! For honor!
If he starts playing bigger attack minions, then it might not be the best, but in my hand it was probably the best card to duplicate. So I'll take that.
Let the pain speak to me.
It's a little bit frustrating that he's just played that card. Ultimately, he's going to draw 2 cards. That's not something I can really avoid. I'd be fine with Earthen Ring Farseer duplicated, so I think I might play that here.
What to do? What to do?
My eyes are open. For honor.
And just Fire Blast the face. Yeah, I mean he's gonna draw 2 cards here, which is a bit frustrating, but it's gonna happen, unfortunately. You see, I'm struggling with my low attack minions. I didn't get any big hitters. That was the biggest problem. So to me, the best move here
What to do?
would be to Blizzard. Blizzard, remove the... Yeah, Blizzard, remove this. Remove with that. Oh wait. Yeah, remove it with that. Which... And then remove the extra one with that. So that's what I'm going to do. He draws 2 cards, which is unfortunate. I'm very disappointed with the fact that his card, number of cards he's got is far outweighing mine at this moment in time. And he's dropping high health minions, unfortunately, which is a problem. He's got a frostbolt.
Time runs out on me.
So I'm just going to play the Vaporize, Fire Blast in the face and remove the heal. If I could target that with the spell, I would have hit it and removed it, but unfortunately it can't be hit with spells. So I'm forced in a position where he has to make a decision of either removing this or hitting me in the face, and either or produces something in my favour. And he's going to give me some of those, which is not too bad. In fact, I could use those with Flame Strike quite effectively. So I could Flame Strike this turn, but would that be the best move here?
What to do?
I feel like it might be.
To do.
The only problem then is my Vaporize is going to remove a 4/2 instead of a full health minion. But chances are he's going to check with the damaged minion. I think it's probably my best move here. And then I can charge it, assuming it doesn't get healed, with my Stormwind Knight on the next turn.
Behold the might of Stormwind!
See, I could do with my Fireball now, or my Polymorph. Well, let's remove that. To be expected.
I will
So if I could draw my Fireball, that was good timing. So yeah, Fireball, Stormwind Knight, yeah, best move. Remove the 1/1.
honor.
Okay, so we've sort of regained control here. I think 5, 2, 4. He's got a few more cards than me, which is not great.
I'm ready. I'm not ready.
Be nice to polymorph. Huh. I mean, there's a combined move here. I could drop my other Stormwind Knight and then enhance Mechanico, and I could still Frostbolt as well,
What to do? What to do?
which could work, but there's no guarantee the enhanced Mechanico is going to work in my favour in the right way. What would be nice would be, I suppose, Wind Fury, I guess.
Wonder.
Be the ideal thing to get. What else? I mean, I could play this Razor Fen and do the same play, but that probably wouldn't work out as well. Well, let's see what we get.
For the king!
Time runs out on me.
So it's giving him Divine Shield, which is quite good. So I can Frostbolt this, remove,
Honor.
and remove the Healing Totem. He might have, just realised I probably should have, he might actually have AoE here. Yeah. Or some spells anyway, because he's got the spell damage. Didn't think about that. Stormforge Axe. He's obviously going to remove that. And heal as well. Right, well, that's a bit terrible. The Mad Scientist isn't much use to me here. Best play in my mind. Remove the Polymorph. Fire Blast to remove. The Mad Scientist. And the Armani Berserker.
It's time for a little blood.
Which is not great, but it'll do.
For honor.
And then just take the Healing Totem out again. At this point, I'm running out of steam. I mean, he's got more cards in play in hand. Well, not in play, but in hand, and it's his turn. My Reservoir Hunter's not a great card to be holding. I believe I drafted a second Flame Strike, and right now that's what I need. To be perfectly honest, it's really what I need. He's obviously going to remove that as well. Well, I drew my Flame Strike, so that was very lucky. And I'm simply going to use it. That's helped me an awful lot. He's still in the lead with cards. That was definitely a very lucky draw, I'd say. Well, Crackle, hopefully it's... Oh, down. Okay, I think here it's just play my hand.
Don't mess with Tusker.
I don't have a lot of choice but to do that. And considering the health of my minions, I'm going to Fire Blast the heal bot. Chances are he'll hit the 1-1 though with it, so it probably wasn't best to do that. But another Stormforged Axe, wow, okay. That might be game over with that Stormforged Axe, unfortunately. Although the maths don't really work out for him that well. So, well, I've got a Pyroblast, but that doesn't really help me too much right now. So let's remove the Spell Totem, and then just hit in the face. I'm not too worried about that was a Spell Totem. I'm not too worried about the Health Totem because he doesn't have any minions in play, and the only minions that are going to be significant with that is probably anything with charge. Unfortunately, he's going to slowly push me down. It's just Fire Blast in the face, remove the Spell Totem. I want to make sure that's gone. I don't want him using any spells with any buff spells. And I don't want him... I've noticed he's not managed to get a single taunt totem at this point, but I've been removing them anyway. Is that a Lava Burst? Wow, okay. I see. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, you see, this card is pretty useless now. It's not good. It's not useless, it matches his card quite well, but without my secrets, it's quite poor, really. My hope is that, really, we just run down in cards and I get a chance to Pyroblast him to death. Because at the minute, I'm just holding on. I've been holding on for most of this game. Uh oh. How much damage are you going to get me with here? 7. Well, that's a good draw now. I need it. Okay, so if I remove, and then yeah, I've got just enough mana to play both those cards, which I think is best now. Puts me in control. I've also got 11 damage potentially for now. Not that the extra 1 makes that much difference, but to some degree it does, I suppose. It's quite an even game right now, really. Let me see. So just maintain control of the board. I'm not going to play Explosive Sheep. I'm going to save it for if I lose control. to regain control, hopefully, of the situation. Well, that's definitely an overkill on that. War Elemental, that's a good card to have right now. We'll just Fire Blast the face. Feel like maybe I could swing this in my favour. 4 cards left.
Did someone say bomb?
Well, that definitely worked out in my favour there, I'd say. So if I were to hit
What to do?
the Mad Bomber,
What to do?
I'd be on 1 health, which can be removed by that, and I'd need to Fire Blast that to finish it off. If I use the sheep, 2 damage to everybody. I'm just going to lose it. If I hit him in the face, it takes him down to 14, 13 health.
Time runs out on me.
And then I could taunt the sheep. But he can just hit that for 1.
What to do?
Well, let's go with this. And then we'll taunt it, although there's not much point. It's just to put the minion out there.
Shields up.
Still not going to play the explosive sheep. Let's see what he plays here. I might end up going with the explosive sheep. Okay. And you can remove that now. Okay. C. Okay, so that's not good. What do I have? Azure Drake. So if I drop... If I... Yeah. I need to remove these totems. Drop the Azure Drake. What's this card?
Set of cards.
Oh, his Golem. It's a pretty good card. I'm going to be out of cards a lot faster than him, but I do have the Pyroblast to make up for that.
Someone call for it.
That's fine. I mean, I'm not... Don't be taunt. Thank you.
I'm out of cards.
So, if I were to drop the bomber... So I've got 11, 15. So I only need to hit him once to win this game.
Did someone say bomb?
Just one time hit the hero, please. One time, that's enough I think now, isn't it? Except that I can't play Pyroblast anymore. But if I just hit him in the face, I can set myself up for the win. So now I've got 10 and... He's not going to be able to remove that, but if I remove that, and then play the Golem, I've got very little to worry about. Really. I've only got to hit him for 2, so he has to remove everything on the board, including the second Golem. Which is unlikely, and it looks like that I've won. Even with a taunt. Take my 1 damage. Win. Well, that's good. First match was a win. Took a long time to get there, but got there in the end. Some of the card quality is a little bit lacking, so it's kind of difficult to keep control the board and have more cards. But at least we won the first game after a long battle.